We all like a good Easter egg, right?
See?
Something about finding something that's well hidden, great nods to other games, maybe even a little fan service for good measure. Hell, games are meant to be explored, and there's even nothing wrong with some slightly questionable stuff in there too. Say in the likes of a GTA game, or where the target audience is for adults. But when you're playing a family-friendly game, or say a so-called kids game, and find something that's clearly intended for adult audiences, that's not okay. And some of the stuff that you find just leaves you thinking, what on earth were the developers and the programmers thinking? That brings us to our list. Rude, crude, and inappropriate Easter eggs, hidden in video games. Now, in order to maintain my family-friendly persona, and not scar little Timmy for life, in case he clicked on this video on accident, we're gonna ease our way into this list. But before we start, please help this channel out by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you don't miss any future content. Starting off our list at number 6, we have Kirby. Now if you're a fan of sweet, innocent Kirby, you're thinking, how on earth could this little pink ball of genderless cuteness possibly be on this list? Well, apart from eating your enemies alive, this cute little angel doesn't really seem to have a dark side. And it's not really a game series you'd expect to see nudity in. But in the 1995 game, Kirby's Dream Land 2, that's exactly what you got. Well, sort of. As you go down this secret level, it looks pretty much like a standard Kirby level. And most people playing this likely would have been none the wiser until this strategy guide came out and showed them that this level is actually a blocky naked woman. I mean, yeah, they are just blocks, and we're not talking about True Lies level of seduction here, guys, but come on, this is a kid's game. Number 5 is The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Now I'm not about to try and sit here and bash on the Legend of Zelda series, because that sounds like a losing battle. But you know that mermaid's necklace? Yeah, that wasn't really her necklace that you were looking for in the original Game Boy game. It was changed to be more PC, and I'll give you 2 guesses what it actually was beforehand. If your first thought wasn't, it was her bra or her bikini top, then what list do you think this is? Now, your second thought should be, well, that explains why she kept running away from me for no good reason. Every time I dived near her, yeah, that's because Link was trying to sneak a peek. So, based on the success of this series, I guess it's a good idea that they were clever enough to try and hide this one from most of the international audience. Number 4 is Landstalker, another great RPG style game that gives you a Legend of Zelda vibe. This is another game that had another brilliant pervy scene from international audiences. Of course, that didn't stop them from translating the whole thing as if it was going to be included. But, you see, with a little glitching, or with the use of a Game Shark, we can get right past this weird girl they added to block our path. And yeah, once you get past this point, there's a naked girl asking you to join her in the bath. But it's not like you missed out on anything here. If you attempt to join her, your ass gets knocked out by your little fairy friend. And if you say no, the exact same thing happens anyway. So, lose-lose situation if you ask me. At number 3, we have Ratchet Clank.
Hey, remember us?
A fundamentally brilliant game that spawned some pretty amazing sequels, and although it is a funny game in its own right,
It was pretty impressive.
it had a cheeky little Easter egg in that you didn't just have the option to upgrade your weapons and ship. No. Do enough backflips in front of Hoverboard Girl here, and you can upgrade her, assets as well.
Guess we'll see about that.
Seriously. Keep jumping back and forth, and they keep growing. But not indefinitely, mind you. But more than enough for a little comic relief. And probably a bit more than they really should have, considering this is generally considered a kid's game. And if that's not enough to discourage you, just imagine this poor girl's interactions after you've had your fun.
Everybody's been real nice.
Well, that's because you have big jugs.
Number 2 is Super Mario RPG. Super Mario RPG involves us yet again in rescuing Princess Peach, or Princess Toadstool, and we play as Mario running around the kingdom, battling creatures and completing missions, although there are various and important twists to the classic gameplay. Now, the Easter egg in this game also involves Princess Peach, but likely not how you ever thought of her. See, heading into her room, you can find an odd item in the corner here, and judging based on the flustered reaction of all parties that try to stop you looking at it, it's something rather embarrassing. Now, although this is slightly censored in the international version from XXX to ? The general idea of what you're finding remains intact. It's an object that is something extremely private and personal to the princess. Don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with her having that, but considering the target audience of this game, maybe she should have hidden it a little bit better. And at number 1, we have BanjoKazooie, the second game in the BanjoKazooie series. And apart from being a great little sequel to BanjoKazooie, and a great third-person puzzle-solving platformer, there is one level that stands out for all the wrong reasons, as some may find it a little harder than the rest of the levels in the game. In Pterodactyl Land, the level design is, what do you say, a little stiff? Seriously, to me there's no mistaking that this just looks like one giant... And although it's funny, you guys know it probably shouldn't be there, no matter how hilarious the level designers thought it was to put it there at the time. But, I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyway, that's our list, guys. Please remember to give this video a like and subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss any future content. And if you think someone else may enjoy this, give it a share. It always helps.
What? Is that it?
But before you go, I did have Quiet on the cover, and I don't want to mislead you guys. I promised Quiet, right? So here's the bonus thumbnail Easter egg. From Metal Gear Solid 5, if you get 100% bond with Quiet and take her out on a mission, and make sure Snake smells well and truly rank, to the point where he has flies buzzing around him, when you return to base, instead of Ocelot hosing him down, you trigger a special cutscene where Quiet takes you in to have a up and close and personal shower.
Hello? Are you still there? Okay, here's a good idea. You should definitely press that button. Press the button. Press the button. Go on.